Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and the Washington Commanders just drafted Alabama defensive tackle Phidarian Mathis with their second round pick. This one to me really does not make sense at all. I know they needed another defensive tackle. They needed defensive tackle depth really bad, but you do not draft for depth in the second round and even the third round, and that's what they did unless they're thinking about trading Daron Payne. Because if they trade Daron Payne, let's say today or tomorrow for, a future pick or something, then it somewhat makes sense. But if, Daron Payne's on the team this year, I really don't get spending a, mid-second round pick on a guy that, isn't going to start for you until year 2 at best. Because you could have gotten a depth guy in the third or fourth round, and I would have been fine with that. But the second round to me is way too early unless this guy ends up being an absolute stud. And if that's the case, then I'll be wrong. Let's go give you guys a quick overview of Phidarian Mathis out of Alabama. Another Alabama defensive tackle. So that, Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen, and now Phidarian Mathis. So, they didn't play together, but obviously come from the same program, so really did not have much production at all his first 3 years. You look at that, obviously watched no film on this guy, no highlights at all except for the ones that showed up on draft when he got drafted. But he had 1.5 sacks in 2020 with 1 forced fumble, and he exploded in 2021, over 50 tackles, 9 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and I think they said that he led the nation in sacks for an interior defensive lineman. So, he was one of the top defensive tackles on the board. I think also Perrion Winfrey was another guy that they could have drafted. He was ranked higher than, Phidarian Mathis. To me, though, that really doesn't matter because each team is going to have their certain preferences. So that, to me, really isn't a big deal. I just really disagree with drafting a defensive tackle this high unless he was like the best player available, like by far by most people, and he really wasn't. Or unless you're trading Daron Payne, and maybe they will, but at this point it doesn't look like it. But this move might say that they are. But if it's the case where Daron Payne's sticking around for this year, I just don't see the need for this pick, because you could have done it in the third round, you could have did it in the fourth round or later. You have two fourth round picks. You could have done it then, but second round, I disagree big time. Unless this guy's a stud. If this guy ends up being a Pro Bowl level player, of course it was a good pick. But at this point, I do not like the pick at all. So let's go over the player real quick. So from obviously played at Alabama, 6'4", 310 pounds. You see the vertical jump, nothing special there, but he's a big guy. So let's read the overview. So projected in the third round, so it's not like it was a massive reach. Each team has their different preferences. Scheme versatile wide body with long arms and solid technique at the point of the attack. Mathis is a Nick Saban style run plugger with powerful hands and a dense anchor. He comes in the league ready for 2 gapping duties. He's more effective against downhill rush attacks than move blocking schemes, but he's more a piece of the front than a standout playmaker. He can push the pocket in early down passing plays, but is likely to come off the field on passing downs. Mathis should compete for early playing time as a 4-3, 3-4 nose, or as a 5 technique. And that's another thing. Like, this guy is probably Phidarian Mathis is probably not gonna be playing, like, even like when he, like, let's say Daron Payne does get traded and Phidarian Mathis starts, he's not going to be playing a ton of snaps, because a lot of people think he's going to have to come out sometimes. So let's look at the strengths, because I really have no idea. I don't know much about this guy at all. So named a permanent team captain for the 2021 season, outstanding blend of girth and length, instant ground to pads hand quickness off the snap, will punch and separate with 2 hands or 1, possesses 3 position versatility and odd even fronts, harmonious hands and feet to punch and slide laterally, and maintains sack viability as muddle rusher. Okay, so weaknesses: limited range away from the home base, below average capturing the spot against reach block, unable to keep pace with wide flowing run game, needs a more consistent response to down blocks. So you guys can read the rest. So again, do not like the pick. The player, whatever, he's fine for a D tackle. I just don't agree with the D tackle at all. There's a lot better players, in my opinion, available. You got Jaquan Brisker out of Penn State. Would have loved him at this pick right here. Free safety is a position need. That Buffalo nickel position is a position of need. You could have went Chad Muma, linebacker, position need, plays middle linebacker. You could have went to Kobe Dean, again, linebacker, position need. He's dropping because of major, medical red flags, but still, I would not have, would have minded if they would have drafted him there. There's other players as well. Nick Cross, safety out of Maryland. I mean, I could have probably listed 20 plus guys that I would have liked over, probably like 30 guys over Phidarian Mathis. Like even Perion Winfrey, I would have liked over him. There's a bunch of safeties as well. This one, like I can talk myself into some picks, like Jahan Dotson, even Jamin Davis last year. I really don't think I can talk myself into Phidarian Mathis. Even if we do trade for Daron Payne, unless we get like a second round pick, I can't really talk myself into this. Like the only thing, it's we fill a need. Defensive line depth is a huge need, and we're drafting him in a second, so he better be an instant impact player. Because he's going to be getting playing time. Second round picks. Those guys, if he's not starting, which he probably won't be if Daron Payne's here, he's going to be getting a lot of playing time. He better produce, or Ron and them, the front office, not going to look good at all. Do not like this pick. If I had to give a grade, probably a D. Only reason I'm giving it a D is because defensive line depth was a very, very big need for us, but that's the highest I can give it. If not, it would be an F, and honestly, might even be an F. Ooh, guys, this is definitely a tough one. So we got the pick 98 relatively, that's going to be end of the day today, but who knows, could make some moves in between then. Daron Payne could be traded. Maybe we trade up in the draft. Who knows? We will see what happens. Give me your guys' grades in the comments down below. I don't think anyone's liking this pick. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. Peace, guys. Until next round.